Is there really a gender pay gap? Hey, this is your boy Brent in Miami. Go ahead and hit that like and that subscribe button, and we'll get you squared away and signed up to the channel. So today we're talking about the gender pay gap, whether for the same job, men get paid more than women. All right, we're going to dig into it. A lot to get off our chest today. We're going to see if this is a myth or a reality. All right, we're going to see if the media is trying to influence or push into their agenda. Take a look at a reaction video. We're going to do a reaction to Casey J's encounter with this subject and how she came about her conclusions. And we're going to give our 2 cents about this. So without further ado, let's get this rolling. Man, this is going to be hot. So make sure you watch till the end.
Feeling duped by feminists because I started digging into the gender wage cap more, wanting to find the source of the actual study that they're using to say that women make 77 cents on a man's dollar. And it was a huge letdown to realize that it wasn't the way it was being presented by the mainstream media, that women are being discriminated against just based on their gender. I mean, we have the Equal Pay Act from many decades ago. It's not legal to pay someone less just based on their gender.
Okay, so let's dig into that. So by law, the 1963 Equal Pay Act says that women and men have to be paid the same amount for the same job. Okay, it's the law. And if companies were not doing that, they'll be breaking the law. They'll be subject to fines. They'll be subject to lawsuits. People could get arrested because they're breaking the law. Okay, so let's keep going. All right.
But there is a gap in earnings. And so the more I dug into it, realizing that, okay, women make different choices in motherhood and all that.
And they're not less. That's not less. That's not less of a choice. That's not a, and none of these things are bad.
Right. And if, feminists were wanting women to earn just as much as men, it's not necessarily a lifestyle that a lot of women would want to live.
Right.
I mean, I like home work-life balance and, I like my leisure time. I like to read. I like to work out. I don't want to work 70 hours a week.
Okay, so there she said it. So women generally don't want to work as hard as men do outside of the home. For me, a 70-hour week is no problem. I will do that. I work a lot. I'm a workaholic. I'm obsessed with working. And all the high earners that I know and I associate with have that same mentality. We work until the work is done and all the money is made. Okay, we don't have to stop and pick up the kids. We don't have to make those kind of adjustments. We're worker bees. We're freaking men. And that's what we do. And I don't know too many women with that mentality. There are some, but I haven't encountered many. I might have been 1 or 2 that have the same work ethic and the length and the difficulties that I work in. Okay, I have to make tons of decisions. I have to yell at people. I've got to be very disagreeable as a man in high positions, and women generally don't like that kind of smoke. Okay, that women are generally agreeable, which is better for dealing with children. It's a yin and the yang. Now there are outliers. Yes, there's different kind of people, but for most women, they're agreeable personalities, and that doesn't treat you good for business. That's a negative thing because you're trying to please everybody. I care less about what people think. I'm gonna get it done and we're gonna make some money. And that's what most guys that I know deal with. They're like that. Okay, so let's pull up some numbers to quantify that. Okay, these are average numbers, across the board, and we'll look to see what that looks like. Okay, so let's look at the averages. So if you look at the top chart there, men on the average work about 40.5 hours a week, and women work 36.0. For even math, let's just multiply that by 100. Let's say each of them got paid $100 an hour. The man would make $405 and the woman would make $366. Now they got paid the same, but the man earned more because he worked more hours. Okay, so there's no pay gap. It's an earnings gap based on the amount of work. If the women worked more hours, they would be earning more money than the men. I don't see what the the hard concept to understand. There is not a pay gap. A pay gap is against the law. Okay, now let's look at the bottom chart. So married men tend to out earn everyone because they work more hours. Okay, and look at the married women tend to earn more than the never married women. But do you see how it's breaking down here? So there is no pay gap. It's an earnings gap based on your output. Men tend to work longer hours, tend to work continuous. They don't have a break for motherhood and childcare, and they are advanced faster as a result of this. So when people get out of college from 22 to about 27, 28, men and women generally earn around the same. They're in that entry level beginning of their career. But then what happens is right around 28, the men take off and start working more hours, and the women start decreasing their hours when they're concerned with childbirth and childcare and those kind of responsibilities. Their work is more in the home, as the man is starting to hit his stride and work even more hours out of the home than he did before. It's the natural way of things. That's the way the Lord Almighty set it up, where women kind of take care of the house and the children, and men are out there slaying dragons. It's like that for a reason.
And so I realized that when I started to see all these publications I used to trust and public figures that I used to trust talking about the wage gap and letting people assume that all women are being paid less than men, it made me realize that's abusive to women.
The feminists don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that they're the one that are tricking people, that are doing all this manipulation to make women think that they can't achieve and they can't earn as much as men. And it's unfortunate, and it's the sad reality how the manipulation works. When you get a job offer, you have to negotiate your salary. Men tend to demand more money in negotiation. It's conflict. It's stressful. It's a fight for every penny. I mean, literally, you have to rip that money out of somebody else's hands and bring it to yours. Men have been fighting our whole life, so this is just another fight. It aligns with our nature. Business and success is competitive and aggressive. Strong men are built for this. And for the most part, women don't want this smoke. They don't want to deal with it. They're more, in general, women are stronger at dealing with in-house pressures of the family and dealing with the kids. My wife is way better than dealing with kid stress than me. And this is a good thing. This is how it's supposed to be.
To their mind, because I've seen teenage girls break down in tears saying that they want to become a doctor, but they don't want to do it if they're going to be paid 77 cents to a man's dollar. Or they want to become a female filmmaker, but they'll never be able to be as good as a male director because they're always going to be paid less and not given the same opportunities. And it's so sad to me because I really do care about women, and especially young girls, feeling empowered that they can do and be anything they want to do and be. And so I started to see all these lies and these myths as actually being abusive to women and girls. And I wanted to help women by saying, actually, you can do anything you want to in the world. It just takes hard work and dealing with rejection, because we all deal with rejection. And but I see so many young women, especially today with fourth wave feminism, reveling in this victimhood mentality and letting it define everything that they do, and preventing them from succeeding in life because they believe everywhere they go they're going to be a victim.
There is no pay gap. It's all smoke and mirrors. That is a media-pushed feminist agenda. This is America, and women are offered many more freedoms in other countries. Women can vote, women can work, women have tons of rights, and it's appalling to hear people complain and try to have men and women competing in this country. Men and women are not supposed to compete. We're supposed to be cohesive. We're supposed to work together for the betterment of family and the country. Going over this just further drives it home in my mind and my thoughts. You know, seeing her explanations, seeing the numbers behind it, we've got to just stop complaining, be good humans, respect that, the traditional household where women want to take the brakes off of working so much, focus on the kids, raising the next generation, while men are out there building the infrastructure in coal mines and buses and trains and buildings and doing the hard work. That's how we're built. I enjoy working a lot and providing for my family. And my wife loves taking it easy outside of the home, but stepping up in the house and doing all those things. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. And we shouldn't look at it as a woman is locked in the house and, only a housewife. No, stop making that a stigma and start embracing that. Start loving that. It's beautiful. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. All right. If you like it, give me a big like and a subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.